Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear.
Okay. How are you doing today?
Not bad, thank you. It's about me.
uh, how was your day, Marina?
It's not finished yet.
It's not yet finished. So are you excited about today's class?
Um,
Yes.
yes. You ask about the paid class?
Your class. I mean, how are you feeling overall? How was your day?
I'm good.
Good.
Yes, absolutely. Studying, cooking, and more.
Okay, cool. I saw your homework actually. You was the first one who completed actually the homework. So good job.
Thank you.
So how are you doing, Victor? You here?
Hello, Stan.
Uh,
Hello, Stan. My name is Victor. I'm new in this class.
so this is your first class. This is your first class here, right?
Yeah. I have a question. Is
Yeah,
it
sure.
possible if you printed out all material like in Word format or PDF format?
In
It will be
PDF?
good. Can you print it out all material like in PDF format or Word format?
Okay. I will just walk you through how, the workflow for the free courses are working as for my classes so that you will be able to do the same and the all material will be on your local machine. Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, don't worry. I will show you one website and actually the whole workflow for the free courses will be happening on that platform. And once I'm done, I will actually just show you once we finish with this, just small intro. So I haven't seen you on my first lecture. Could you just please introduce yourself, give us a
Oh,
small
okay.
brief, and what you're looking for in
Okay.
these
My name.
courses?
Sorry, I
Mhm.
interrupt you.
No, you're good. You're good.
My name is Victor.
Mhm.
Uh, I just wanna uh to be a manual QA or QA
Mhm.
automation.
Mhm.
Uh, Step by step. I just heard a lot of your school like TechStart school, a
Mhm.
lot of good reviews. That's why
Mhm.
I'm here, and I like how how you're teaching. Not you, all your team, like Artusinko and Julia.
Yeah.
It's so many too much information right now,
Mhm.
and uh, I don't know. I think it will be easier in the future, and I hope so.
Mhm. Yeah, it will be. But do understand that we have a lot of training material, we have a lot of documentation, especially in my course, and you have to do your best actually in order if you want to exceed and in our case, find your dream job.
Yeah, start studying Java, but it's so hard for me, and I
Yeah.
try to study JavaScript instead of Java.
Yeah, that's actually a good move. And I tell you why. Because Java is widely used. It can this kind of the programming language that can be implemented almost everywhere. You can even, write the code for the, even for the boiler, the one that we are using in the kitchen, using the Java language. So Java is very popular. But with that said, Java is very hard. And if we compare it to the JavaScript, the entry level for the JavaScript, in order to start making the first steps in JavaScript, it requires like less effort, to be honest with you. So with JavaScript, you can start right away. You don't have to know a lot of stuff if you want to print out a simple thing like a hello world. So if you
Yeah.
compare it to the Java, yes.
Sorry, I have one question.
Yeah, sure.
Is it true you have to know about first of all, if you want to study JavaScript, you have to study first HTML and CSS. Is it true?
It's not like a really true, but JavaScript alone it can be used as a programming language if you're working, for example, on the backend part. But on the same part, the reason why, how the JavaScript appeared with the help of the Node.js, Node.js is just an, let's say, it's an engine that runs JavaScript for us. And that is why, you can use it outside of the browser. So with that said, but before that, people using JavaScript in browser, like, Chrome or Safari or whatever, Firefox, let's say so. So, sorry, that was a bundle altogether. All three things were a single bundle: JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. But nowadays you can use JavaScript if you're working on the back end. So yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Feel free to ask me questions, guys. This is actually why we are making this free course, to give you some experience of the real lecture. And yeah, I'm open to any kind of the questions. Feel free to interrupt me. And I do like talking to people, as you may know. And I know that I have a Tanya here. How are you doing, Tanya?
Hi, Stan.
Are you
Good to
back?
see you.
You
I
back?
Yeah.
You promised and you're back. Okay.
Yes, I
Good.
promise you.
Good job.
I come
Good
back
job.
from Ukraine. So, hello everyone. My name is Tanya. I was here in main course 2 months ago, but I have to go to Ukraine for 2 months, and so I come back and I'm ready to start again. Join
Good
with
job.
you.
It's okay. You know what? Now, it's been a while and I worked through our program. It's basically the same thing, but I have added a small exercises so that you have a better understanding how each of the, topic works. And now I create a special practice list for my students where they work more on the material that I have just, shown. And if you're already here, Tanya, maybe you can give some, experience, or can you, share your experience with others about my course, maybe, if you are already here.
Right now?
Yeah, you can say it. Okay, it was bad. Or
No, it was cool because I'm really new in JavaScript on QA. So I start with Julia learn QA, and then I start learn JavaScript with you. So first homework, it was very hard. I just sit at home with my kids and cook, and nothing understand about this one. So Stan is really complete. Объясняет. Sorry, my English.
That's fine.
Explain. Even me understand and did my homework, like a resume with HTML, CSS file. So I really enjoyed this. Really cool. I liked it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So if you guys would like to, I can show you the exact project that we will be working on. Do you want me to share that file or to open that page at least? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. So
we are waiting.
Yeah, okay, sorry. It will be right here. So, okay. Let me share my screen real quick. So it's supposed to be here. So JavaScript basics, this is our platform. And on our platform, the goal is so that you will be working on your resume, and your resume will look something like this. It has like a small functionality. As you can see, it has some buttons inside of it, but we have like information about like profile, education, experience, skills, certification, software skills, personality, languages, and so on and so on and so on. And you will be creating the same thing using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So, and whenever I teach you or I bring you a new topic like variables, let's say, we will be using the same theme on that project right away. Using the documentation, I'll get you familiar with all the process and you will be learning to do the same actually. Good. Questions maybe? Oh, okay. I see that some of the people they haven't attended the first lecture. Who is it?
Me.
And could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Anya. I have some experience, but I'm searching for jobs and it's all automation. So that's why I'm excited about this class.
So you're looking for the automation job?
I'm looking for any job. I thought to find the manual, but everywhere they want some automation and they ask questions about automation.
And do you
Even if they
have,
say manual, it's still they're asking question about, did you do any automation?
well, actually, to be honest with you, where actually I work currently, for those who don't know, I currently am working as an SDAT at Hogarth, and our direct client is one of the biggest companies here in Bay Area. You may know it, definitely you may know it. So the deal is the interviewing process is a little bit tricky for each of the candidate, and it depends on the what kind of the requirements do they have, what kind of the technology stack are they using, and so on and so on and so on. So I try to teach my students during my course, and whenever they ask questions, what should you answer, what kind of there may be tricky questions you may get, and so on. So yeah, feel free to ask any questions, Anna. I really enjoy talking to people and sharing my experience. That is why I'm here. Good. Thank you. Is someone else new here? No? If not, we can start. What do you think, guys? We good? How are you doing, Vlad? Are you bored? Thumbs up if you're doing okay. Okay, good. So let's start. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay. Okay, JSB. Okay, I guess I'm not sharing my screen, right? Oh man. Okay, going to share my screen. Here you go. This is JSB. This is a website that will help us to get familiar with JavaScript. And today you can follow me or you may not follow me as you want, but I strongly suggest you to follow me. And if something if not working, you can ask me the questions right away. And today we're gonna talk about functions. What is a function? Why are people using the functions and so on? But before that, I need answer actually. So let me pick up a random person, for example, who it will be. Anna, do you happen? Oh, no, not Anna. Sorry, Marina. Do you happen to know how many data types are in JavaScript?
Actually 8, but we use only 6.
Okay, good job. Can you list them?
Yes, a number, string, boolean, object. What else? It's a number, string, boolean, object. We need 2 more.
Try to guess. Who can help? Guys? No, null.
Now and undefined.
Undefined, yes. And what are two that we are not using? At least I haven't used them. Maybe you use them.
No, it's a big big int.
Exactly, yes. And one more.
And other one, as I remember, what is symbol.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Thank you very much, Marina. Good job.
Okay.
So, Victoria, can I ask you what is a variable? Do you remember? You here? No? Okay, let's pick next person, maybe Vlad. Okay. Vlad, okay. I cannot hear you, Vlad. Your microphone is not working. Say something. No, it's not responding. Okay. Who can answer this question actually, guys?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
I am
Vlad?
on sound. Yes,
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah.
No, is a variable is a name of maybe object. It's linked to the name for save data.
Yes, exactly. So basically, it's a storage, right? And that
Yes.
storage can contain any sort of the data, and it doesn't matter what kind of the data it would be. It can be string, number, undefined, null, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And what is important is we can use it later whenever we want to. For example, I created the variable or declared the variable, and later on I just use it somewhere else, right? This is the whole point of using the variable. So today or right now, we're gonna talk about functions. Thank you very much, guys. Good job. Functions. What are the what is a function, or what why we need a function? So a function is a group of reusable code which can be called anywhere in your program. This eliminates the need of writing the same code again and again. So, and what do you need to know more? Functions. Function names follow the variable naming rule. Who can remember those rules? Just couple. Guys, please. What are the rules for the naming?
It's any symbols, but not uppercase, only lowercase. The first.
So
the first symbol. If it's letter, it could be upper lowercase.
Okay.
We could use
can we use uppercase? So I'm going to create a variable,
yes,
and just some value to it. Is it correct, right?
It will be works.
Okay, good job, thank you. So what are the naming rules? I can use the letters, then digits, underscore, right?
And the symbol dollar.
Yeah, and dollar sign. Thank you. Good job. Was it Marina, right? Who was it?
Yes, it's correct.
Thank you. So yeah, those are the basic rules if you are talking about the functions. keep that in mind, that if you want to name something, for example, if you want to name the variable that will contain a car, or let's say let car brand, or I have a brand, let's say, that will be, for example, I don't know, Ferrari, maybe, why not? And I want to create give it a name, this variable a name. So try to make up the variable that will describe the value or the value. So in this case, it will be car model, something like that. You know, now it makes more sense. Or I can say even Italian car model, and that's it. So the same.
It's more, it's car manufacturer.
Yeah,
Ferrari.
exactly, exactly. Okay, what if I say, what do you say now? Huh?
Yes, it's a model.
Okay, good. So with that said, the main idea is the same. Whenever you want to call something in programming language, it doesn't matter what kind of the programming language are we talking right now. So it might be JavaScript or Java or Python or whatever. If we want to create a variable, try to make a name that will describe the value, and the same rule work for the functions. So if we are working on some kind of the function that will do some calculations, for example, it will calculate the sum of all numbers from, I don't know, from 1 to 100, that will just call that kind of the function sum from 1 to 100, and so on and so on. So keep that in mind, that the naming should make sense. So let's have a look on the syntaxes, or how the function look like. If we want to create a function, what we should do, or in other words, a function definition. So in that case, or how the function look like. If I want to create a function, the very first step is to use a keyword, which will be function. So after the function, I should make up a name. Let's say then random name, for example, or test name. After the name, I should put parentheses. And parentheses, sometimes they may or may not include parameters. So after it, I should put curly braces. So, what should be inside of my curly braces? So basically, what should be inside, this is called code, or statement. Oh yeah, let's say just code. And that's it, actually. So this little theme, this is the main structure of our function. So let's have a look on what's inside of it. So it has let's say test name is the name of the function. That's very important, guys. So after that, we have parameter. Let's say parameter, just one parameter, and of the function enclosed in parentheses. And that's very important. If we have more than one parameter, then we should separate them with commas. That means, for example, parameter 1. Then if I want to add more, then I have to put parameter 2 and so on. So keep that in mind, that inside of my parentheses, I should put a parameter. And this is, let's say, parameter is optional. Name, of course, is required. Those things are the very first one. You cannot create, it's, if we are talking about this approach, then we have to, it's a very good approach if we just give the name to our function. But as for 100%, parameter is optional. Sometimes your function may contain parameter, sometimes may not. And in the case, if your function contains a parameter, then in that case, you should separate your parameters with commas 1, 2, and so on and so on. So every function may contain up to, if I'm not mistaken, 256 parameters inside of it. But to be honest with you, according to my experience, you may usually you may have up to, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 parameters usually. So with that said, let's go to the next step, and the next step is JS statements, or in other words, code. Let me put it upstairs as well, so that you have an idea. So JS statement, or the code that define the function, and this guy should be enclosed in curly brackets. Okay, let's say your code inside of it. So curly braces and brackets, and inside of it you have your code, or JS statement, JavaScript statements. So with that said, now we have a firm understanding how the function should look like and how it works. And what I'm doing on my course, actually, I do like experiences and examples. Those guys help me to show my students how each of the topic works. And for today's class, I prepared a lot of examples for you guys, and I will hope each of you will solve at least one of the example, and we will be doing it all together right now. So how the function is working. Let me give you a very simple example. I will just, I have a task. I have to create a simple, let's say, function named, for example, I don't know, square, right? Square. Put it in quotes, for example, and where, which will, for example, which will return the area of the square. Quite simple, right? So for those of you who are not familiar with the square, area of the square, let me give you some example. Area of the square image formula. So okay, it's a little bit complicated. Maybe this one. So this is a perfect example of the square. And if I want to find the area of the square, this is actually a very good example. The area of the square equals of its two sides multiplied together. So this is a square, and I'm going to find the area of the square. So what should I do? I have to create a function, right? So as I said, I'm going to use a keyword function. Function. So afterwards, I should give it a name, square. But to be honest with you, I do not like square name because my function should return the area of the square, right? So let's call it area or square area. So as you can see, those two words are together, and the reason for that is just because I'm not allowed to create a function that will have a spacing between or in the naming. That's not allowed. So if I want to put two words together, I should use a camel case. Camel case is just an approach in programming language where you can just concatenate two words into one word, and the first word should be lowercase, and the beginning of the second one should be uppercase. This is how it works. So I decided that the best name for the for my function will be square area. So after that, I should put parentheses. So what should I put inside of my parentheses? How many parameters do I need in order to return the square area? Guys?
Only one.
Okay, good job. Thank you. So that will be, for example, A, right? Or how do you want to call the site? Let's say the site, right? Site is a good name. So after that, I have to put the curly brackets. And inside of it, I will just put the code or JS statements. So according to my description or my task, my function square area should return the area, right? And if you want to your function to return something, right, then you can write return keyword, and then you have to calculate the area of your square. How to calculate the square area? What should I type?
We need to multiply it on side twice.
Yes, side multiplied by 2, right? You said
Yeah. No, twice.
twice. That means side by
Sure.
side.
Yes.
Okay, good. So if I hit run right now, nothing works. You see, my console is not showing anything because I have to call my function. So if I want to call my function, I have to use console log. So inside of my console log, I can just simply put basically use the name of my function, and then I have to pass the parameter which will be calculated or which will be taken as a side of my square. So let's say if I take if my side will be equal to 4, so what do I expect to see in my console log? What the expected result in this case?
16.
16.
Okay, good job, guys. You're working. So, but as for me, I did the correct answer. But to be honest, let's say that someone just ran your code and just he saw or she saw, that person saw that your console log shows 16, which is actually correct answer, but let's describe, let's give it, add more info actually to 16, right? So if I want to add more info, I have to put quotes inside of my console and say the area of the square is, and then all I have to do is just can plus, use the plus sign and run, then run it. And now my console log say the area of the square is 16, as you can see. Do you guys have questions? Mhm. Okay, let's go through the small explanation how the whole thing works once more time. The function square or square area takes one parameter. Let me actually write it down for you guys so that you keep it. So the function square area takes one parameter called side. After that, the function consists of one statement that says to return the parameter of the function multiplied by itself. And the statement specifies the value returned by the function. Yeah, let me edit. The statement return specifies the value returned by the function. And one more thing that's very important, let me put some note on it. Note, it's very important when JavaScript reaches return, let me put it in quotes for you guys, return statement, the function will stop executing. So, for example, I have, let's say that I have some sort of the operation, console log, and then inside of my console log, I will just put test. As you can see, it's red, and once I run my code, you can see test and then the result of my second thing. So what happens if I just put my console log inside of my function, but after the return statement? So if I run the code again, you won't be seeing this console log because this actually action proves us or shows us that after the statement or after the function reach the return statement, it JavaScript exit that function, which is in our case square area. But if I, for example, put it before the return statement, you should be able to see it, which is right here. So once again, the function or any kind of the function, or if we want to create a function, we have to use a keyword function. Then after that, we have the name of our function. After that, we have parentheses. And if we have a parameter, for example, side, we pass this parameter or that parameter should be enclosed in the parentheses. After parentheses, we have a curly braces. So inside of curly braces, we have a code or JavaScript statements. And this is basically it. And my question is, what will happen, or do I necessarily have to pass a parameter in that function? Guys, question for you. Who can answer? Okay. Vlad, maybe
I'm
you?
sorry, what you ask us about?
So what if I want to create the same thing? Let me comment this part. Oh, sorry. I'm going to copy and paste it and comment it. And I want to do, am I able to do the same operation, but without passing actually a value or a parameter to this function square area. Is it possible to complete this or to solve
Can
this
you-
problem?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I can.
I'm not sure, but I'm thinking maybe you don't have to put it, but then you can assign after return, you can say it side is equal to, whatever 4. And then
No. If
you
the,
can leave it empty, but then later you can assign, like, let's say in this particular case, if you have a formula side by side, before that you can say side is equal to 4.
So, but where should be, how do I pass a new, or let's say a side to my area, square area? How do I do it? Your idea is totally correct, but could you please give me, a more details maybe on how to do it? You're thinking in the right direction.
So you say side is equal to 4, and then you say square area is equal to side multiplied by side.
Yes. So basically, but where should I put that for? I mean, what place or what should I use?
You can change it. You can, if you leave it empty, you probably can put any number. So you can, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but you're very close. You are very close. Try to remember the previous class. Where did we keep all the data?
Oh, when we had this variable, which is changeable.
Exactly. So for example, in our case, I can create a variable, which will be let, for example, I don't know, side, and then that value will be 4, right? And as a return statement, I can just type side multiplied by side, right? And if I run the code again, let's run it. The array is still 16. Why? Because I have created a variable inside of my function. And then afterwards, I just make some manipulations with it, right? And with that said, Elana, good job. I do not have to pass a parameter in that kind of the scenario. And what's interesting, if I just put my variable outside of my function, will my code will be still working? That's the question. Yes, no. What do you think, guys?
I don't think so.
You don't think
because
so?
if
No, you can use it. And this is
you
actually,
can?
yeah, you can. As you can see, okay, let me run it again. Here you go. The square is 16 because the variable, this variable side can be used even inside of our function square area. The square area, as I said at the beginning of our class, imagine that the function is just a group of reusable code. And this is actually what just happened. So imagine that we have not here only one function, we have 100 other functions, right? And each of them, they will be using the same variable, which is side, for example. And for the all scenarios, right? We will be using that variable side, and we do not have to pass a new variable or a new parameter in each of the function whenever we want to change the side. This is actually a big plus of the function, and this is the actual reason why the people are using the functions, to be honest, guys, with you. So for example, if you are using let's say if you have a website, right, and on that website you have a login page, and that login page will use for most of the part the same variables all over, on the whole page. It will have some variables that will be reusable in your code, for example, your password, your login, and so on and so on and so on. So, and this is actually the scope of the functions and variables alone, guys. And you now familiar with those guys. So you good?
Yeah.
Okay, good job, Alana, good job. It was not very easy, to be honest, but you completed it. Okay, now I need a volunteer. Who wants to be the next person who will basically will share his or her screen, and I will give that person a task. Do not worry, I have a lot of tasks. Who wants? Vlad, do you want to be the first guy?
I can.
I can. Marina, good job. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen. And can you please share your screen and go to the GS Bean? You know this website? Oh, you should.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I know. Do you see my screen?
Not yet. Okay, now I do. Okay, we have a JavaScript and console enabled, which is cool, guys. But make sure, guys, that whenever you're sharing your screen on the JS Bean, you should be enable only these two, JavaScript and console. Oh, sorry. How do I do it? Okay, yeah, good. Clear all my drawings, and now we can start. So, Marina, create a command section. Do you know how to create commands?
Yes.
Just put two slashes and say create two slashes. Oh, yeah, this one also works. The better approach. Okay, create a function greetings.
Greetings?
Yeah, just type it. You have to just type your task first, and then you can do. Greetings.
I am not sure how it's.
GS, greetings, S. Okay, good job. Space. That will return. Return hello in quotes. Hello, space. Could you please?
Inside?
Yeah, good job. After the quote, after the double quote, or in the end, plus name. So as a parameter, we will be using, let's say first name, not the name, first name. First name, and that should be one word, yeah. One word, and the end should be capital. No.
Okay.
I mean,
here.
No, N should be capital, not the first. It actually doesn't matter. You can leave it right here. So do not, yeah, F. Okay, good. And don't forget to close your command section. We're done with commands. No. On the next line.
I'm sorry.
Go to the all the way end. Yes. And then
no.
Pound sign. No, you forgot about pound sign. Pound. Okay, here you go. And slash. Good job. So how can you do it?
First of all, I declare the function.
Okay, good job. Thank you.
I
then
will call this function greetings.
Yeah, good job. Greetings. Then what do we have after the naming? Okay, we have.
We need parameters name.
Yes, good job.
And then curl brackets, and inside we will write the code.
Yes,
the
exactly.
Code.
No, your function should return the greetings, right?
Yes.
So it's a little bit too early for
Okay.
console log, I guess. Okay,
Return.
return.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. You don't have to be sorry. Return. So what you should be returning? Hello.
Hello.
Space. And how do you, oh, you know, okay, good.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, but I know.
It's okay. So can you please explain your return statement, Marina, to other students so that they know?
Because we need our sentence contains two phrases. Hello, it's this word will be always, and we will change only name.
Exactly.
And
So
we wanted to see this greeting in one line, and we for this we will use I'm sorry. Yes, this called. I know it's Russian, but it's so difficult in English.
It's the same. It's the same in English.
Concatenation.
Exactly. Yeah, this operation is called concatenation. When you are merging your variable in our case parameter, which is named with the string hello, and in the end of the day we will just get the string with hello and the name. Could you please just call this function so that we may see the result? So console. Good job. Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry, because I need
okay, that's better. Okay. One more closing parenthesis. Yes. And okay, run it.
it's
Okay,
is
greeting
not
is-
defined.
What does it mean?
Because I have.
Yes, exactly. You called their function in console log.
Yes.
Okay. Now, as you can see, your function works. Hello, Marina. Good job. Was it hard, easy for you?
Not. But I didn't. I didn't solve a lot of time because I forget a little.
No,
But
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's just a part of the process, and why this exercise is so important for us guys in today's lecture, because whenever you will be invited for the interview, and during the interview you will be getting actually the same thing. During your technical round, you will be offered to solve a JavaScript problem, and you should be able to solve this problem if you want to prove that you are pretty much confident in JavaScript. So solve the problem during the interview is good. And but on top of it, you have to explain your code, and your so sometimes your interviewer may say that, okay, good job, but could you please explain your code? Or in other case that may happen to you also, that you explain your interviewer how you would solve the problem, but you for some reason you ran out of the time, and the interview is over, but your interviewer will remember that at least verbally you solved that problem and you knew how to solve that problem, which will give you only plus sign. Okay, good job, Marina. Who will be the next one? Thank you very much.
Can I ask a question?
welcome.
Yeah, sure.
I've done everything, but it doesn't work. Can I share quickly?
Yeah, sure. Just could you please, Marina, stop sharing and let Was it Anna, right? Anna,
Mhm.
please share your screen. Let's have a look.
You see, I don't know. I
Okay.
think maybe I don't know how to use GSB.
Mm, okay.
You're missing Anya, you're missing one, yeah, and
Yeah,
one.
console log greetings. It's mistakes.
Yeah. Try now.
Okay. Got it.
Wait a second. Wait a second. You just hit on the clear button. Let's clear everything and run it again. Okay. Hello, Anya. It works, but for some reason, your browser identify original prompt. We do not have it. Do you have original prompt? Okay. What I suggest. What kind of the browser are you using?
Chrome.
Chrome? Is it Chrome? Okay. Just open a new tab in front of me. You just copy that code. Okay. Copy it and just open a new tab. Go to JSBin again. Okay. Good. And disable output, hit on
Click
console. Okay, and paste your code. Okay, hit run again. Okay, the code works, which is actually good, but I think that the GSBin is just, freaking out on your computer for some reason.
Okay.
Original
Function, greetings, name, return, everything is working. I don't know. Maybe some of the settings are not working correctly, or do you have maybe some extensions? Maybe some of your extensions, they are conflicting with that.
Okay. I have a lot of extensions.
But yeah, the point is that your code is working at least, right? And you have an expected result.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, Anna, actually, do you want to be the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, share your screen again. Maybe, wait a second, let me just maybe just be in similar website. Or let me find maybe a card pen. Do you have an account on
I have a
Codpen?
question. Maybe her mistake that she write her name Anya with double quotes.
It doesn't matter actually.
No?
So you can put either single or double quotes.
Okay.
Either or should work.
Mm-hmm.
I think that may be something wrong with the library, but yeah, sometimes I see this issue, but not often. So that's very strange. That's very strange.
Or maybe because now as she did invisible. It's you need the set this last two symbols before console log.
No. She just commented this out, so that's fine.
Yeah, something.
What was before?
Okay, guys, let's just solve the problem. Okay.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So just put the command section where you will just specify your task. So your task will be pretty much the similar one. Are you familiar with physics a little bit? Or what do you prefer, physics or mathematics?
Let's do physics.
Physics, okay. So create a function. A function that will return kinematic energy. You have a typo, but doesn't matter. We're not in the English class. So it's K like a Kate, and I like, I don't know, Ivy, Mm-hmm. Wait a second. Okay, other than that, looks good. So kinematic energy, and you have, for example, two parameters with given parameters, mass and velocity. With parameters, mass and velocity.
What's the last one?
Mass, we'll just make it up. You don't have to put it. And velocity, or velocity. It's E, like Evelyn. The second symbol, yeah, should be E, velocity, exactly. Yes, so good job.
What is velocity?
Velocity is velocity is, so basically, if you want to find the kinematic energy, you need a mass, velocity, mass and velocity, right? Let's Google this as a velocity. Could you please Google it for us?
Скорость.
Okay,
Okay, good.
got
Okay,
it.
okay,
Speed.
good. Okay, next time I'll just put speed. So
Velocity.
yeah,
Good
okay.
example.
Yeah, so yeah, you can create this function and we will have a look. Okay.
No.
Guys, please help. Prompt if she got stuck.
Yeah, I'm thinking. So return it's like shall I put mass parameters?
Yes. So let me have a quick look. So function energy, mass, and velocity. So basically, you have to return 0.5. 0.5. Then you have to multiply it with the product. Multiply, okay, then put parentheses, no, not the product, put parentheses. And inside of the parentheses, we will just multiply mass, just type mass, multiplied by the product. So again, parentheses. And inside of it, velocity times velocity. Multiplied by velocity. Good job.
Sorry.
Multiplied by itself.
It's not what I wanted to do. It's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah, just click on Command Z. Command Z. Okay, here you go.
I wanted, I thought I copied the word velocity.
And
console log.
okay. I think okay, what should you put inside of your console log?
Energy.
Okay, yes, just put the word energy in quotes.
Why?
Or you can just use without quotes. I mean, if you want to your console log to look, I mean, more descriptive, let's put quotes before it. So you can say the energy will be, and then space.
Gotcha. The energy, so we put some description. The energy will be and parentheses, parentheses,
And then
operating.
you have to specify the or call your function inside of your console log. So in front of the first parenthesis, yeah, there should be a name, energy,
Yeah, and then,
energy, and inside of it, you have to pass two parameters because we have two parameters. And let's say I 1 and 10, 1 comma 10. Okay, but do not forget about plus sign between your quote statement and energy. Yes. Okay, space. And hit on run button.
which will be 50.
The energy will be 50. Yeah, good job.
What is a 0.5? It's
0.5 is just this is a formula from physics. If you're looking for the kinematic energy, you have to use that formula. You can feel free to Google that thing and yeah, let's Google it. Okay.
It's like
it's kinetic energy. Yeah, that's my bet. But
kinetic.
Yeah, basically it's the same. So if you hit on the images, maybe you have to add formula to it. Formula. Okay, good job. Yeah, it's one half, actually, yeah, 0.5 in other words, times mass times velocity in power of 2.
Cool.
Good, good job. Thank you very much, Anna. Good job. Thanks. So this is basically it for today, guys, and I prepared some functions for you or some tasks for you that you will be able to solve after this class, and I will just post them later today. And one more thing, guys, before I let you go, how the whole actually thing works. For those who are not familiar with GSB, was it Victor, right? If I'm not mistaken. So Victor, whenever, if you want to work with today's codes, it's quite simple. All you have to do is just go to our Slack channel, which is announcement. And on that Slack channel, you have to find, for example, I will create a post with the homework. And all you have to do is just to click on that homework, and that will prompt you to this specific page where you will have the questions and where you have to just put the answers, and later on you have to run the functions and so on. So once you're done, how to submit your homework. It's very simple. Once you complete your part, you have to click on the share button, copy this link, and then paste it under the post that I will put in this channel. For example, this is actually what I've done on our first class. So I said, just created some post and say, here is your homework. And if you click on the comment section, you can see that Marina, Pavel, Angelina, Tanya, they all submitted their homeworks, and I was able to click on it and review the homeworks. And I saw that all of them, they completed the homeworks. So good job, guys. Once again, everybody, Tanya, Angelina, Pavel, and Marina. So good job. Feel free. And whenever this lesson is over, I will try to upload your next homework, and please finish it. So do you have any questions for me before I let you go?
Hi.
Hi, Victoria.
I just did my homework there for Victoria.
Okay.
I submit, unless I did something wrong, I don't know.
I haven't seen it. So how to do it, Victoria? Where is your homework? Is it, on your local computer, on your local machine, right?
Yes, on the
So,
computer.
okay, just share your screen. Could you please show me your JS Bean?
Oh, I can because I'm on the phone with the Zoom.
Okay. So once again, let me show you the process once again.
Mhm.
I'm going to share my screen again. So imagine that this is your homework, right? And you
Yeah.
have it, you have to complete it. Oh, basically, you know what we're gonna do? This is actually today's, let's say, classwork, or what I've been telling you during the classwork. And what I am want to share this document with you, right? Imagine that here right now, you have your own homework. So what you should do, you have to click on the share button, which is right
Mhm.
here. And then there is a link, right? All you want
Yeah.
to do is just to copy this guy and
Mhm.
then go back to our Slack channel, which is announcements. You should be able to see all the posts on this channel and say, for example, hey guys, here is today's, let's say, classwork.
Mhm.
Okay, and then I will just put the classwork here. So now, if you click on this file, for example, you should be able to navigate, or this will prompt you to this website with all the instructions, or
Okay.
with all the notes. And basically, you have to, whenever under this post, under the same this post, I will
Mhm.
create another one. I will just attach another link with the homework, and you have to complete it. And once you complete it, you can hit on the replying thread and just paste your GS bin, and that's it. You should be good to go.
Okay, I did the same thing, I think, last time I replied to the
Maybe under
homework, the first
home,
homework.
maybe under, I don't know. I have only 4 replies right now. Tanya, Angelina, Pavel, and Marina. Maybe on the
All
different
right.
channel or under different post.
Okay, that's fine. No
Yeah.
problem. Thank you.
Yes, yes, in the channel room.
What was it?
I'm replying in post там, да.
Okay, good. Make sure, guys, that you are leaving the replying under the correct post. Okay, that's very
Okay.
important.
Mhm.
This will give me an idea actually who completed the homework. So yeah, with that said, thank you guys very much for your patience. I know it took a little bit longer than I usually, than I usually use actually. So I think that the time of my students is very precious, and I hope everybody enjoyed today's class. And if you decide to take our courses, I'm looking forward from hearing and seeing in you as soon as possible. All of you guys. Yes.
Can I
Thank
ask?
you very much.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Can I ask you one more question?
Sure, go ahead.
So for the automation,
Mhm.
how about other languages like Java and Python, and compared to JavaScript, like which one would be the best to start learning, and probably like which one would be another one to learn after someone masters the JavaScript? Like how are they used in automation or in any other applications for
Mhm. Okay, so back to your question. What kind of the automation? If we are talking about the QA and automation, there are different, approaches, let's say so. If we want to answer this specific question, you can write automation using JavaScript, using Python, using Java for sure, C++, maybe C#, wherever you want. But if you want to start as soon as possible, then I can only suggest you 2 languages. The first language is Python, and the second one is JavaScript. So what's the difference between Python and JavaScript? They're pretty much not the similar one, but the idea is the same one. They have a lot of, it's very easy to start learning them because at the beginning, these 2 languages, they are very let's say the entry level for those two languages is way easier if we compare it to Java. So, and what's the other difference between JavaScript and the Python? So if you want to work closely with data science, with artificial intelligence, and so on and so on, then go ahead and take Python courses, or go ahead and start learning Python. If you would like, or, you know, I'm a kind of person who who likes working with images, and, you know, which can be, I don't know, seen at least, you know. So in that kind of the case, I strongly recommend you JavaScript, because JavaScript is you can write backend, you can write front end, you know, user interface, you can create automation using the JavaScript, and there is a tons of opportunities. Everything depends what your goals are, what you're looking for. If you you can use any programming language if you want to create automation, but for sure at the beginning either JavaScript or Python. Yes. And I'm, as you noticed, I didn't, you know, I didn't say that, you know, Python sucks, JavaScript is the best one, forget about Python, and so on. Everything depends on you. If you're looking forward, working closely on the front end, you know, the web interface, you know, the clicking the buttons, interacting with the buttons, or creating those buttons, then I strongly suggest you JavaScript, because once you complete it, for example, you can do, you know, we have another teacher who's supposed to be here today, but for some reason he got sick, and unfortunately he couldn't attend today's class. And let me tell you one thing. So he started as a QA engineer, right? As a QA automation engineer. And then later on, he decided to become a front-end developer. So he started learning JavaScript more deeply, and now he's a React developer at HP. Oh, sorry, senior React developer at HP. Sorry, Sergey. And yeah,
Cool.
so now he's developing the websites for the QA engineers. So everything, back to your question, depends on you, what your goals are.
And will you be offering Python classes during that course?
So as for right now, we do not have a good teacher in Python, but if we do, yeah, definitely we will start doing it. But the reason why we are forcing JavaScript, because as you know, we have a first and the second module. What's inside of the first module? So in the first module, you will be familiar with QA manual and starting learning JavaScript. Why do you need actually JavaScript? If you want to proceed with us and take the second module, then one of the requirements, you have to know JavaScript, you know, at least on the basic level. That means that either in our second modules, we have two courses. The very first course is QA automation, and the main framework and the main idea is written in JavaScript. And the same idea and the second course is front-end course. And in the front end, for sure, you need JavaScript. That is why this course is existing, and this is one of the requirements if you want to take the second module. But if you're already familiar with JavaScript, you know, you've been working for a while as a QA manual and studied JavaScript by your own, and that's totally fine, that's acceptable. If you can prove that you know JavaScript, you can take the second module right away.
Okay.
Good.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, I'm here to answer your questions, guys. Today is your start day. Okay, yeah. Feel free to ask any questions. So do you have any other questions, Ilana?
No. I studied Python a little bit, and I was at some point I was stuck because I felt like I needed some guidance, and I was doing it by myself, and there were questions and I would not get answers. I would spend a lot of time Googling it, but I realized in order for me to move, I have to have some sort of a tutor or, you know, some camp or something. But comparing what we're doing right now, there are a lot of similarities between JavaScript and
Yeah,
Python. Like the logic is similar. Like
yeah, yeah.
its syntaxes is a little bit different. Like the codes and different syntaxes. But other than that, from what I remember, it's
Yeah, the
similar.
idea is pretty much similar,
Yeah.
but the syntax is a little bit different. But
Yeah.
you know, as I said, the end goal and is also different. Yeah,
Right,
so
right. The
everything depends on you, what your goals are. I, as a teacher, you know, I'm not forcing students, you know, to come and get my courses and take my module for sure, like 100%. This is the only right solution. No, I'm totally disagree with that approach. Everybody decides what he wants, and if you want to start learning Python, that's totally fine for me.
It's just very hard to learn two languages at the same time.
Yeah, I agree. I
Choose
agree.
one because
Back
it is
in the day,
confusion.
yes, I totally agree with you. Back in the days, I started learning Java, but at the same, at a certain period of time, I just realized that, you know, I have to choose either JavaScript or yeah, Java. So I decided.
Yeah.
Now I'm here. Okay, good. So Victor, did you want to ask something, or was it Vlad? I'm not sure. Guys, do you have questions?
I have one question.
Sure.
I don't
sure.
have questions.
Okay.
You have shown us your resume, and as I understand, this resume we all will do in the course, like a web page resume. Yes, is it correct, or
yes, this is correct. So if you would like, just give me one more second. So on the course, what will be happening actually on the course? On the course, we will be using a Visual Studio Code. I will tell you more about the Visual Studio Code on the course, but as for right now, imagine this is like will be your project, and in real life, or not saying on the real project, when you start working as a QA automation engineer, most probably you will be working with Visual Studio Code. Why? Because it's free, everyone can download it. And what the main goal of what the main point of the using Visual Studio Code? In Visual Studio Code, you will be having, or let's talk a little bit about the structure of my project. So in my project, each of the student will have his or her own folder which will contain files, some files. You will be having CSS files, you will be having HTML files, and of course you will be having JavaScript files. And during the course, you should be able, or I will teach you how to work with HTML and CSS and JavaScript on the basic level, so that you have an understanding how HTML works, how CSS works, what the main concept of it. And for if you want to make the first or some sort of you will be having actually the homework. All the homework will be kept in the documentation. In my course, I have a documentation, and the documentation, as you can see, this documentation describes each step on what you should do during my course if you want to create the documentation. Do not worry about it. I will show everything during my course, how to do the HTML part, how to do CSS part, how to start working with variables, functions, strings, numbers, booleans, arrays, loops, and so on and so on. And on top of it, we will be working not in the GS bin, we will be working in our local in our project, where I will be showing you how JavaScript works. So and on top of it, I have a practice homework for you guys, where you will be offered to solve the problem. So for example, whenever I saw, for example, in this example, you have to work with the variables. So create a variable name and assign the following value to it. Hello, my name is pretty much similar to what we have done today. So basically, the idea is the same. And for each of the homework will contain the practice homework, the project homework, and something else, which will be disclosed later on my course. So yes.
Okay, thank you.
Good. But yeah, do not worry about it. It will not be challenging so much because I will be explaining you what to do. I will not let you leave you with the documentation alone. I say, hey, just read that document and do the homework, and that's it. No, that won't be working that way. First of all, I will just explain you the theme or the topic, and then you will have a video along with my explanations and the suggestions, and of course documentation. And if you combine all those components together, then you will be able to complete the homework. This is the main idea, to make students work with documentation, just like on the real project, to watch them video, for the better understanding, or if they got stuck, and so on and so on. So that's it. This is how the workflow during my course will be, or how it will look like.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
I put my first homework in the announcement folder.
Okay. Okay.
For the others.
Yeah. Okay. I see it. Okay. I will check it, Vlad. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. And if you guys do not have any questions, yeah, it was a pleasure for me. And I'll see you hopefully during my course. And if not, I wish you all the best in your future job searchings and in the learning the new things or programming languages, whatever you prefer. So that's it, guys. And one more thing, I will post the homework today after this class. Thank you. With that said, thank you very much. It was a pleasure for me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.